All right, and we're back. The mic should be working now. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Dale. My mic has been super temperamental. It keeps disconnecting, like the little cable. I kind of like partially dislodged the mini USB connector, and it's like super loose. So if I like even jostle this like at all, it disconnects, which is so annoying. And I just got this mic too, like not too long ago. But anyway, we should be back. There we go. All right. So we've got our form here. Not submit, button submit. I think this, yeah, that works. Submit. Then we should have our submit button. Yeah, cool. And then obviously we're going to have to make logic to hide and unhide the form, right? So what elements do we need? So we need to have an input for the title. So we'll do a form field or something, div here. So I'll do a label for project title. Or something like that. And then input ID equals project title. Yeah. So we got our title and whoops. Project description. Then we want to also cap this at text area. Should probably also have this as a name too. And then also there's a way to do, I forget what it is, maximum characters. Let's see. Yeah, max length. We'll say like 200 maybe. How is there a bunch of default white space in here? Interesting. Yeah, we'll screw around with the text area. Okay, so that's the description, which is like misformatted as hell. Yeah. We got the description, then we got the, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, and then the list of objects. So actually all we need is that's all we need for the project form, right? Maybe I'll make this like 500. And then we'll need to import, we'll get some styling in here too. New folder, styles. Do I want to have all my styles in one file? I'll start with it. Is this also like fully zoomed? Yeah, okay. Okay, let's, now we need to add this guy to here. Import from as CSS from styles. Oh wait, no, I had this backwards. Hold on. This doesn't need. Okay, cool. That worked. Yeah, so we'll get some basic basic styling in here. Okay. And then we'll do the header. Or do we want the... I kind of want the form to have a fixed position as well. I'm also thinking about how to handle the forms. Like, do I have a form manager as well? Maybe. We'll see. Okay. So I'll just do the styling first. So we'll do the body. Display flex. Flex direction column. Justify content center. Align item center. Maybe not actually. Min height 100 VH. Yeah, so that moves everything to the middle. Space, I don't know how to do this actually. Okay, we could do... Yeah, so we have the header and then the content. I could just wrap this in a div, I guess. Oh wait, no. No. Just an empty div. And then do a space between. Yeah, and then we have the footer at the bottom. And then an align item center as well. Okay. It's fine. Header title, and then, okay. So, actually we'll do header first. Okay, there we go. And then around the form, we can just do like a gray background just to see it. Okay. And yeah, I don't know why the white space for that. We can fix this after. Maybe make it like a grid or something. Oh yeah, get rid of the default button styling as well. Actually, not yet. Not yet. Okay, so you know what we'll do? Actually, no, we don't. No, we won't yet. We won't do a commit yet. Although I could do that actually. Oh, SRC. Okay. It's fine. And if I put visibility hidden as a thing, okay, and then that gets rid of it. And then if I do form dot visible, or not, what should we call it? Open, maybe? Form dot open form. Then we'll say visibility is visible. And then we'll just add and remove this class from the form when a button's clicked, right? So what we'll do is we will make a form manager. So we have a display manager, which probably could be named better. I don't know how to name it differently. So we have the to-do manager here. And then I don't know. Okay. Or you know what? Maybe I do just put it in here. It's a small enough project. All right, so we'll add event listeners for the add project button. So add project button equals HTML button element equals document dot query selector projects as HTML. Okay, so I think that was the right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so then we do that, and then we add an event listener to it. We'll do a const toggle project toggle form visibility or something, and then we'll pass in a form reference, HTML form element. And we need to get a reference to that form too. Const add project form. Is it project form? Yeah. Project form as HTML form element. Nice. Then we'll add an event listener to the add project button. So we'll say add project button dot add event listener. Click. And then event dot prevent default. And then toggle form visibility for the add project form. Okay. I'll make this like this then. Okay. Oh yeah. And then we will get whether it has that class or not. So we'll say if form dot class list dot contains form open. Was it form open? Is that what I used? Open form. Actually, you know, I'll just use open. It makes more sense. Then we'll remove it. Otherwise, we will add it. Right? Although, in fairness, do we want the add project button to be able to toggle the form visibility or just make it visible? Because that might be a problem. We might want to do like a make form visible. Right? And then we do form.classlist.add if it's not in there already. Right? And then make form invisible. Or make form hidden, maybe. Or just maybe like open form, close form. Yeah, that's better. And just dot remove here. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so we'll do make form or open form. Nice. Okay, so that theoretically should work, right? Why? Okay, well, is it at least adding the... Huh. Or is this... Wait. Oh, because I don't have it imported into here. I have to-do manager, to-do project, and then I want to import display manager. That might fix it. Yep. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, and then now we need to get a reference to the submit, and then once we submit, then we have to obviously create a project with those credentials and then hide the form, right? So class equals submit project button. HTML button. And then we'll do something very similar. And then we'll just close the form. And then here we also have to create project in to-do manager, right? We'll do that after. Okay. Why did this break? Oh, because it's the wrong button. Submit project. Right. I don't like that flash effect though. It like almost doesn't. Oh, because this. Dumb. That's why. Okay. So it's refreshing. There we go. What the hell is going on here? There. So I can open and close that. Okay, so we have that logic done. This might end up being like a bit of a bloated class, but I don't really care. Okay, now we need to actually like grab the data from that form, right? So it would be project title and project. Okay, yeah. So oh no, it's a hashtag. Right, okay. I need to get the data from that and create a new project, right? So I think that's in my to-do manager. Yeah, add to-do project as a project here. Which I actually might want to instead pass in parameters, right? So instead of passing in a to-do project, I might just do parameters here. So I'll do project title string and then project description string. And then I'll do let project equal new to-do project with the project title. And the project description. Like that. Oh, I want to get rid of these tests here. Okay. All right, let's take a 5-minute break. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, wait, hold on. I haven't been seeing chat because my chat was from the old stream. That's my bad. Hold the phone. Wait a sec. Okay, because my chat, okay, that's my bad. I was not reading the chat because it was from, I had to restart the stream because my mic was screwed up. And I didn't realize it was a different pop-up that I needed. That's stupid. Okay, we're good now. We're good now. Waylab Hanks, you're doing the same thing. Right on. Yeah, that was silly. I thought it would just keep the same chat, but obviously it didn't. That's fine. I'll fix this. Hold on. Let's get rid of that old VOD here. Yeah, delete this. Okay, yeah. Got rid of the old one. Cool, 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 cool. Alrighty. Nice. So now we can add, submit. So this is kind of like interesting how this control flow is going to work because we're going to create a project which is going to call the to-do manager. And then the to-do manager is just going to call back to the display manager to update the display, to add the DOM elements, which is going to be interesting. Unless we want to put that here. Although I probably don't because I don't want to add anything to the DOM until the project's actually been created in here. So it'll just kind of pass state back and forth, I think. Between the display manager and the to-do manager, right? Also, I think the Discord link might be, no, it should be fine. It should be fine. Okay. I need to figure out something to do on these 5-minute breaks, man. I don't know. Like, because I want to, like, break it up, because I know that if I go longer, it'll just, I'll, like, burn out after, like, an hour or, like, an hour and a half, but I don't know. I feel kind of just, like, awkward just sitting here, but that's, you know. I could also probably, like, if I had a proper back end for this, instead of just doing the data transfer here, I would, like, you know, obviously have the form submit to some sort of API in my back end, right? But that's not how I'm implementing this, because this is all kind of like front end. I don't have like a server side or anything. It's all pretty much static. Well, it's not static, but it's like, you know, there's no back end API or anything like that. Let's play a game. What game? Well, there's only 20 seconds left, so it's kind of too late. You can wait till the next break, though. I don't know. I think you're thinking of green. Okay. Also, is the rain sound too quiet or too loud? Okay, so let's do this here. Darn. So we got to get the value right. So, and I think the value is a string. So we'll do to-do manager dot add to-do project, project title dot value, project description dot value. Whoa. Then we need to clear them. Value equals something, right? Got to clear those. Yeah, so now this should add our to-do project, and we should see it. So when we add it here, let's print it. Or wait, no, console log. Right. So let's add a project test 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yeah, I don't know what the heck is going on with the white space here. Okay, and then we submit. We should have our project in here, but it's got a bunch of white space. I don't know. Okay, I need to figure that out with the text area. Okay, but that technically worked. And then now we have to update the display again. Update to project display. Update to item display. Wait, why did I have two? I don't know how I thought about structuring this. Oh, right. Okay, so, okay. I might not then need this function here. Okay, and then we'll do I want to figure out the text area shit first, maybe? Let's just like fix the rows and shit. Rows equals 5, and then calls equals 100. No, that's too many. 10 and 50. Right? Holy crap. Oh, it could be all this. Could be because of the way this is. Could be because of the way I've formatted this. If I do it like this, all in one line, it should. No. What the hell? Maybe not. Maybe I'm losing. Maybe I'm losing it. Text area has a bunch of. Maybe we put this on the same line here. Oh, that fixed it. Okay, that was my problem. Cool. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to style this. And then I also want a counter of for like a character counter as well. I'm sure that's something that can be done. Okay, so then I'll add it to I'll add it to the DOM here. So we have a okay, so when I remove I don't know. I'll go with it. I'm thinking too far ahead. Okay. So say const project div equals HTML div document dot create element, right? And then project div, oh wait, yeah, project div dot class list dot add, maybe just project container, I don't know, something like that, or just project, I don't know. And how would I access dot get? That would be title maybe? How do getters work? For oh, just title maybe? Calling getters and setters. Oh, you just access it like a regular class property. I see. Sure. We'll work with that. Okay. So update to do manager, project div, and then underneath the project div we want the title, the description, and then the list, right? That contains the items. So we'll do we want the list to be like an unordered list, right? U list, that's what it is. Okay. And then dot text content equals project dot title. Project description. Description div dot text content. Project dot description. And then project div dot pen child project title. And do the same with the 3 other ones. Whoa. Right. Items lists. And then we need to append it to the main content, right? Const content equals grab the main content div here, yeah. Okay. And then we'll do content dot append child project div. And then now if we add a project, testing 1, 2, 3, 4 description. When I submit, well, that doesn't display anything. Why? Oh, because I know why. Because I didn't actually call the display manager dot update to do project display for the project, right? I didn't pass the state back to the display manager. Okay. And now this should theoretically work, right? Hey, there it is. Okay. Nice. Cool. And then we need to obviously have some way of yeah, sorry Dev. It's unfortunately it's the only time that works for me. And I wish I could go live earlier. But such is life, unfortunately. But I appreciate you coming around anyway. Hopefully on the weekend I'll be live in the afternoon my time. I know for a lot of European and Asian folks it's not ideal. Because it's either in the middle of the night or like, you know, early in the morning or something like that, right? So, yeah. So now we have the, and then if we add another project, it should just project 2, and then we do the description there, and then it adds. Perfect. Nice. Should we do like project removal? I don't know. I also need to format these now. I could do like styling. I could also add a delete project button as well. God, I wish, I mean, this is, okay, I know this is what frameworks are for, but this is so obnoxious to keep creating elements like this. So we'll do a delete project. I'm just thinking about how to have a reference to the... Oh, you know what? I could add it as a data attribute, maybe, to the button. Actually, let's do a commit first. Add project logic. Add projects to DOM logic. First pass. Okay. And then we'll do the removal of the... Oh, you know what? This isn't updating, right? We don't want to just update it. This is for adding specifically, right? Oh, and then we need to export that. Because we need separate logic for removing, I think. So we'll say const remove to do project display. Right. We don't want to make this exportable because we'll add an event listener to a button. And then of course we also need to store this to local storage at some point. I'm just thinking about how I should because we have to add, we don't have to worry about this right now, but when we refresh the page, we have to have some sort of method that when the page is reloaded, we have to look at the local storage and then grab the list of to-do projects from the to-do manager and populate the page, right? So that's something we have to do after. But I'm just thinking about how that fits into what we're currently doing, and if what we're currently doing will need to be refactored when we apply local storage. Because the other way of approaching this, and this is like not as performant, but the other way of approaching this is every time that we add or remove a project from the list of projects, we iterate through the entire list of projects from To-Do Manager, right? And then, I don't know, maybe that's a better way of doing it. Yeah, you know what, actually, I think for ease of use here, let's do it that way. It's going to be less performant, but I think it'll be easier. So basically, we're just going to be refreshing the entire DOM for all of the projects every time we add or remove a project. Instead of just appending or removing from the DOM. Because I think when we integrate local storage, I think that will make it easier for me. Right? So then what we'll do is we'll start by saying content. Oh, actually, wait. Is there anything else that we have inside of content? Yeah, so you know what we'll do? We'll say project list, maybe? Container. Yeah, we'll do like a project container. Project container div, which we'll select from here as well. Right. And then we'll say the project container div dot inner HTML equals empty. We'll blank it out each time, and then we'll iterate through. We also don't need to pass a project into here. We can just remove that, and then we'll iterate through. We'll say let project lists equal. Actually, no. You know what we'll do? We'll do to-do manager dot project lists, get project lists dot for each project. And then we'll paste all this guy, all that code inside of here. Right? And I don't know if these are not going to be consts either. Right? Yeah. So now, we don't need this function anymore. And then we'll do like a delete. And then we'll add an event listener to it. Whoa, not what I wanted. Add event listener. Click. Prevent default, and then we'll say we will call to-do manager dot delete to-do project of this project, and then update to-do project display, right? I don't know. We'll see. All right, so let's add a couple. So we'll do test 2. Okay, there's no button appearing here. Why? Oh, because I didn't append it to the project div, right? That's the problem. Okay. Test. Oh, and the button's there. It's just very small. Okay. Project delete button dot text content equals delete project. Okay, there's our delete project button. Okay. And then now if we delete this, it goes away. We delete that, it goes away. We delete that, it goes away. Perfect. Okay, nice. So now we don't even need separate logic for deletion. It just works within this this event listener here. So again, not as performant this is, but it works. It does the job, and I can't complain. I don't even know if I need this function either, to be honest with you. And I think when we update the to-do item display, we actually need to pass in a project. Right? But then we need, obviously for this project div, we need to create some sort of unique identifier for that. Yeah, so I think after the break, I need to add, projects need their own IDs. I don't know if items do, but I think projects need their own unique identifiers. So I think I need to modify this to have its own unique ID, right? So, and then I can add that to the project div as data so that I can grab the div when I update the items. So I update the items for the right project, right? Yeah. I think that works. Okay, cool. It's probably a little convoluted to follow if you're new, but I don't know. There's probably also a way more elegant way of handling what I'm doing, but it makes sense for me. The other thing I need to add to the projects is adding items, right? So we need an add item button, which I actually might add after as well. So I'm gonna go to the washroom real quick on this break, and I will be right back in like a minute. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. All right, and we're back. Okay. Yeah. I'm just thinking about how to best do this. Yeah, because we're gonna need the add item button here too. Then I might want to like separate. It's for the display manager. No, I could keep the logic in here, that's fine. I'll do that actually after this. I don't know. I hope everyone's having a good Friday evening. Slash morning, slash Saturday morning, slash Saturday night. Or morning. I don't know. Might be the middle of the night where you are. I have no idea. So yeah. I'm glad you are. Very long one, yeah, fair. All right, let's get back to it. All right. So let's add the add item button as well. So I think we append. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do add project. No. Project add item button. HTML button equals document dot create element button. Right. Now we're probably also going to need to add classes to these at some point for styling purposes, but for now we can just keep it the way it is. So we'll do, and then I could probably also like compartmentalize this code even more, like, so not, instead of just having a display manager, I could have like a display project manager, a display item manager, but honestly, this is fine. And then we'll do, actually wait, how do I want to do this? Oh, because, so when we add the item, I need to do something with form, do something with add item form, and then update the display, right? Update, actually no, we don't update anything because that will be in the submission of the item form. So I'm just going to leave that. So it just doesn't do anything right now. So we should have that. Oh no, we won't because we don't append it. Project add item button. Okay. Oh, we need to change the text. Add item button. Text content equals add item. Right? Cool. So we have the add item button. And cool. That was the other thing I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I have to implement, or do I actually? Yeah, I do. Okay. So we'll add IDs, unique IDs for the to-do project, right? So there's a way to JS UID function. There's a way of doing this. Random.uuid. Okay. So we'll say ID is a string. Whoops. And then this dot ID equals crypto dot get random UID. Okay. Okay, so now we have an ID for the to-do project. And then I'm gonna have to get that ID somehow. Or actually, no, I need to add it as a data attribute to this, right? I think there's a way of setting the data set. How do we do that? Add value to data set of HTML element. Okay, that's the accessing. Oh, I guess that's just how it works. Okay. So we'll just do project div dot dataset dot id equals project dot id. Oh, and then I need a getter. I need a getter for that as well. Just a getter though. Right. Yeah. All right, so then let's just do a little commit. Add UIDs to projects. Okay. Nice. Okay, now that we have that, we can add the creation of items. So I think items are like list elements, right? And I actually was thinking about this earlier. I don't think list elements need their own descriptions, because I don't know how I'm going to display that nicely. So I'm actually going to axe the description here. We're just going to have a title, a due date, a priority, and a completed status, I think. So remove description from items to do items. Okay. Okay. So make them easier to display as well. Okay, so we need to create another form. I don't know what's going on with these, with this here. Do project item form, and then form field, label for item. Projects, no, not project item title. Maybe just item title. Let's do item form. Item title, title, and then an input. ID, project title, or item title, and name, title. And then form field for item date, due date. I think it was due date, right? It was due date. Yeah, title, due date, priority, and completed status. Okay. I see. And then we need an input date. And then a priority, which we can actually have as a multi-select, right? Which, what is the thing for multi-select again? Oh, I forget. Like, do we want to do it as radio buttons, or as a drop down. We can do it as a drop down. What's the drop down again? Somewhere in here. Select. That's what it is. I think it's select. Okay. So we select equals priority, item priority. And option value is high, or item priority high. And then medium low. Right. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, that's our form for that. Oh yeah, and then I need to submit. I need a submit button, right? I actually probably want to put the project form up here. Okay. The only thing with the add project form is we're going to need to because if we want to modify an item, then we're going to have to figure out that logic too. And then populate the form. But I'll worry about that in a bit. I'll worry about modification later. Okay, so I think to have this, oh, and then I need to submit, right? So button type equals submit. Class is submit item button. Submit. Good. Oh, and then a checkbox. But we actually probably don't even need the checkbox in the form, right? You probably have that as a separate input next to the item when we add the item. Yeah, that's complicated. And then we have to append an event listener to that checkbox. Ugh, okay. So this should, I need to refresh this here. Oh wait, this, why isn't this form? Oh, because it's hidden by default because of the styling. Right. So I need to actually add the toggle for that. Yeah, so you know what we can do? We'll rename add project form to just project form. And then we'll do the same with item form. Whoa. Didn't mean to select everything. Shoot. Meant to do this. There we go. Item form. And then we put this is the event listener. So we'll say open form for add item or item form. And then when we add it, we need to add an event listener to the submit item as well. Which I'm realizing is going to be annoying because now we're just this is going to be a really bloated function, but again, it is what it is. Submit item. Submit item. What did I call it? Submit item button? Yeah. Okay. Submit item button, to-do manager dot add to-do item. And then I need to get the I need more elements. Project title, project description. Then I need const item title. Query selector. Item title as HTML. Alright, actually I don't think I need. Oh no, I do. HTML item or input. Right. Item title. Wait, why are you yelling at me? Oh, because of this. I need to refactor that. So we have an item title, we have a due date. Keep doing that. We have a date and we have a priority, right? Item, due date. Item date. Okay. In this submit item button, I also need to grab the form. Or sorry, I need to grab the ID of the project, right? So how can I do that, I wonder? Okay, well, let's refactor this first. Be in to-do manager, add to-do project. Oh, wait, no, be in to-do project. Add to-do item, yeah, okay. So we'll refactor this. We'll say title, string, due date, string, priority, to-do priority, or priority. What's the problem? Oh, date. There we go. Okay. Refactored that. Now I've got to think about how to get that. Because like if I'm adding an item to a project, how do I know which project to add it to? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I have okay. Because I need to pass data to the item form somehow to tell it what project to add it for. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I have to think about that for a bit because I don't want to like create some sort of ad hoc weird solution that like doesn't work. Because yeah, so I need to pass. So when I add an item to a project, the form needs to know which project to add the item to, because it's kind of a generic form, right? I'm actually gonna commit just the index.html and say item form first pass or something. Item form markup. Markdown, markup. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Yeah, it's tricky to like pass state, you know what I mean? Actually open the form. And then in the submit item button, we need to somehow know where that's coming from. All right, well, I'll spend the break thinking about it, I think. We're on like the third session already? Yeah, we are. Wow. It's been 3 sessions. That's kind of cool. We could add a data attribute to the form. Pointing to the project. Unless I'm overthinking this. I think the other thing to consider too is we don't want to have it so that you can add we don't want to have multiple forms open at once. So like for instance, if we're adding a new project, right? We don't want to be able to add a project and an item at the same time. So I don't know how to like figure that out too. We have to figure out that kind of state. Yeah, you'd think like a simple to-do app, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of, and I could also be completely overcomplicating this as well. And also trying to do it without like a framework isn't super straightforward. Or not as straightforward as it might seem, I suppose. It's kind of this projects and then items business that's kind of the tricky part, right? The only thing I can think of is what if I add this HTML here as a like what if I add the form to each project individually? And then that way its parent would be the project div. Right? I could do that as well. I could do that. Yeah, I have to think about that. The other thing I could do, yeah, that might be more work, Dev. That might be more work. But the other thing I could do is have each item almost exist as its own form in some sense. I don't know if that makes sense. So, okay. let's backpedal here a little bit. Instead of having a pop-up form for an item like we do with the like we do with the project. So see how like when I press add project, this pops up, right? And then I also need like a cancel. I also need like a cancel button as well for this. I don't want to. Maybe I just don't do this for the items, and then I have like each item element, like the title and the due date, like directly modifiable on the item. I could just do it like that. That actually might be easier. So essentially I have the form as the item itself rather than opening up a separate form to modify it. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll remove, we need a cancel button as well. This is what happens when you just kind of do stuff like off the cuff. Yeah, sounds easier, exactly. Cancel project. Okay. So let's just refactor this a little bit. Let's get rid of... Actually, let's not touch those variables yet. Let's do add project button. And then cancel project button. Or not that. Sorry. Submit project button. And then cancel project button. Yeah, so let's get the projects working first. Oh, sorry about that. I thought well, Nightbot, okay. How many symbols are allowed by Nightbot? Let me actually, I don't actually know. I don't know. Let's see. What are my Nightbot settings anyway? Okay, I allow up to, how many excess symbols? Let's see. I allow up to 8. Okay, maybe I should increase that to like 15 or something. Let's do that. Okay, so now you can put up to 15 emojis in one message without it being mad at you. Okay. I think 15 emojis in one message is like a reasonable limit. If you think it should be higher, let me know. Okay, so close. And we'll do close projects. Close. We need to add an event listener. Then we basically just close the form without doing anything. Right? We don't actually want to add it as a project. Although we do want to wipe the values still. So it's basically just the same except with this step. This is duplicate. This is probably bad. There's probably a better way I can do this. Yeah, this code here can be refactored probably. Like you could probably have like a generic close form button, and then yeah, I don't know. I could refactor that later. I can refactor that later. So now if we whoa, what did I do? Can't access open form before initialization. What happened? That didn't break things before. HTML button element dot eval do. If I just kill it and then rerun it. Yeah, weird. Okay. That did not cause troubles before. Update to do project display. Close form. Close project button. Oh. Because I had the, it's cancel, not close. Jesus. Okay, that should be fine. There we go. So if we cancel it, it doesn't add it, but if I submit it, then it adds the project. Nice. Okay, so that logic works. I'll refactor this later. Refactor from here to, or refactor to clean up. Okay. Later. Okay. Okay, what do we want to do now? Kind of lost my train of thought here. So we can create projects, and then we want to be able to add items, right? So we want to get rid of this. We want to get rid of the item form. Although I probably don't want to completely get rid of it, so I'll just comment it out for now. In case we need it later, and then if once we don't need it, then I'll remove it. So we could just have the title and stuff be like inputs. Is there a way to have it in HTML where we could probably do that with the CSS, where like it only looks like an input field if it's focused or if it's active? That's probably something we can do. I'll just run with it for now. Okay, so then when we add an item, we want to do that. We want to update the to-do item display. Okay, actually, for the project. Okay, and then we have the project here. Okay, so we want to pass this to the to-do manager, not the to-do manager. To the to-do project. Yeah, make it glow or stand out. Exactly, Dev. Exactly. I'll get to that in a bit. But basically, like each list item within a project is going to be like almost like a mini form, right? And then when it's unfocused, it won't look editable. But as soon as you like click on the text of like the title of that item, then you'll be able to change it, right? So what we'll do is I just got to think about how to do this here. Wait a minute, that's not what I wanted. The to item there. So when we add a button, it just adds the appropriate yeah, so we have the project's items list here, right? And then we have to add the DOM elements and append it to this. Although, what I'm thinking we actually do is we just create the item in here. So we do add to do item. So we'll do project.add to do item of project. Although I probably don't need to have this reference now that I think about it, because I can just do self or this. Maybe. As the project, right? I think that works. Okay. So we'll add to do item of like, we could just add like generic things like title, and then the due date can be like a new date of like Just like a new date of like now maybe. How do I do date.now, date.now? New date of date.now, okay. These are just like defaults. And then the priority will be high or medium. And then it'll be unchecked by default. Okay. So now we add a generic item. And then after we add the item, then we call back to the display manager to update the item display, right? So we actually need to import that. Import display manager. And then we'll say display manager dot update to do project display with this, right? Or no, update to do item, sorry. And then this is a reference to the project, right? So I think that works. Or list item or something. I don't know. And then now when we add it to the DOM, we create those individual list elements as like a mini form, right? So it'll look like crap. So okay, so now what we need to do is we need to iterate through the project's what was it? The project item list. Right? So project.itemList.forEach item. Okay, following. And then we'll create all those elements. So and then I need a reference to the project div as well, or not the project div, I also need I need reference to that guy. Although it would need to be actually added to the items list, right? I don't want it to the div. I want it to the items list div. That dataset ID. So I'll do project items list dot dataset dot ID is project dot ID. So then now what we can do is before we actually iterate through the items, we need to have a target to put them on. So we need that unordered list from the project, right? So we'll get that just a sec. Yeah, we'll get that reference, right? We'll get that reference. So we'll say const, or do we want to do const or let? I don't think it matters. I think const is fine. So we'll say const item lists. No, that's the same name. Or item list element maybe. As a HTML unordered ulists equals document dot query selector and then how do I select the data again? Hold on. Data set HTML, yeah. That's not what I wanted. Data ID, okay. And how do I query select that? Spaceships this dot, okay, that's not what I want. Data set HTML. There's a way to do it through the query selector, right? Yeah, this is what I want. Okay. Yes. So should be data ID equals. Oh, actually, you know what? I need this as this. and then it's project.id, like this, and then as HTML UL element. So basically now we're getting a reference to the unordered list of items for that project using the data ID property that we set here, right? Okay, so now we have that DOM element, so we can append to it, right? So actually first I'll clear it, although I don't want to clear it because actually, yes I do. Yes I do, because the data is untouched. I'm just changing the DOM. Right? Doesn't matter, because I'm going to repopulate it with that same data, because the data is in the objects, not the actual DOM. Okay, so that's fine. So now we'll say that let... I'll like make it a form or something, or like some sort of div. I'll say like item div. HTML div element equals document.create element div. And then we'll do let item title as an HTML input element. Now, of course, I need to change these types, right? Because the input's text and the... So I think I could do like item title dot type, right? Equals text. I mean, I don't need to do that, but I think I can do that. Just for, just so that we know what we're doing. And then we'll do let item date, due date. Input element. Document.create element. Input, and then we'll say item due date dot type equals date, and then we'll have a priority, right? Which the priority is going to be a little tricky because actually not really, item priority. And it's actually going to be a select element, right? Because I think that's how I had it here. Select, yeah. And then ID. And then I don't need a type for that. Okay. And then now I need to add the priority elements to... no. Select HTML. Oh, because it's value, I see. Oh, it contains the value. Okay, select element is represented JS by this and has the value property which contains the value of the selected option. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, so we have that. And then we'll say item title dot value equals item dot, I should probably like call these elements or something, right? Just for consistency. Kind of long names. Item title element dot value is item dot title. Item due date element dot value is item dot due date. Uh-oh, what's wrong here? Type is not, hold on. The type date is not assignable to type string. Oh, I need to stringify this, right? Can I make a string out of the date? Yeah, okay, sure. That might come to bite me in the ass later. And then the other thing I need to do is I need to add the values to this, right? So we'll actually add the values to that as well. So we'll say item priority element dot append child document dot create element option dot value, or no, actually no, I can't do it like this, can I? I can't do this. No, that's not gonna work. I need to have more variables. That's fine. Let item priority high option high HTML option element. Oh wait, there's probably a way to do that within the create element constructor, no? Create element, add property. Add value, maybe? Oh, set attribute. Okay, yeah. You know what we can do? We'll do it like this then. We'll do item priority element dot append child of document dot create element option dot set attribute value to high. Does that work? Argument of type void is not assignable to parameter of type node. Maybe I'm like jumping the gun here a little bit. Alright, fine. I'll make variables for it. Equals this. Does not like me taking shortcuts, apparently. Okay, so this is our high option, and then we'll do the same for medium and low. Whoops. Right? Option medium and low. Medium and then medium. That's what I have the type as, right? Oh wait, no, not in there. Where do I have that? Where's that custom type anyway? Ah, here. Export type priority, high, medium, low. Yeah, okay. That's right. Okay. Medium, low. And then append them as children. Right. And then item priority element dot value equals medium as a baseline. And then we'll append these to the item list element. Or no, sorry. I need to append them to the item div element. Right. Item title element. And then the due date and the priority. And then append the item list element. Item div element. Okay, that was a lot. Okay. So this should work. I could also just make this as like... I probably didn't have to do all of this like this. I probably could have just inserted HTML as like a string like I did for the... What project was that? Was that the restaurant page? I think that was the restaurant page. I just like inserted HTML, but this is just fine. It's disgusting, but it's fine. It should work, I think, maybe, hopefully. So yeah. All right. We're about to take a break here anyway, so I hope everyone's been, you know, maybe following this. I don't know. All right. If you want me to, like, if you are following along, maybe, or, you know, or paying attention, and you want like any clarification on anything I'm doing, like, feel free to ask. Like, I don't mind whatsoever. So, okay, so now, yeah, I'm just got to think about my next steps here. So now this should add to the DOM, right? And then the removal, in theory, should be easy as well. Okay, so I did something with the... Oh, right on, Jill. I hope you're having a good Saturday morning. Why are we having trouble with this again? What's the problem? Can I access open form before initialization? Why project form? I probably have some sort of accessor that doesn't work. Line 19. This is line 19. Oh, is item form not what it's called? Oh, because I'm accessing a thing that doesn't exist anymore. So I don't actually need a reference to this. I also don't need references to this either. I don't think. Okay, now why are you screaming? Oh, because of this. Okay, we don't need this. That should be fine. Yeah, okay. So we do da. Failed to execute query selector on document date ID. Okay, well, I'll debug that after the break. Oh, that worked. What? The fuck? Oh, I need to actually I need to actually add text to the high, medium, low selector. Okay. Okay, but this is exactly what I was thinking here, right? And then I need a way to delete these two, but that's exactly what I wanted. Okay. But if I add a name to this, then it doesn't work, right? Huh. Failed to execute query selector on document is not a valid selector. Why? It was a valid selector up until I added an attribute to it. It's so weird. What if I do like empties here as defaults? No, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, I'll figure that out. Cause it's weird, cause it lets me add items, or maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon. Or at least it did. Yeah, see, it lets me add items there, but if I add another project, huh? Oh, and then when I update the to-do project display, I need to actually update the to-do item display as well for that project. I didn't think about that. Yeah, okay, there's something weird here. It's not a valid selector. Huh. Why? Because it's only happening sometimes, so I don't know what is going on here. Man. We were getting somewhere. Okay, let's debug this then. Let's debug this, guys. So we can delete these all day long. Yeah, and then see. Okay, so now it's not gonna. Oh, because maybe. So I submit this. Where's the line? Error 67. Update to-do item display, line 67. Doesn't seem like the right document. Oh, because it's probably because it's compiled. The compiled line. Oh, see, this is annoying. So the error message here is giving us the JavaScript line number. But it doesn't give us the TypeScript line number, which is annoying because I'm writing TypeScript. So the error isn't as helpful as it could be. It's giving us the compiled JS. Yay. I'm assuming it's because there's like a reference to like this might not exist anymore as a valid project, or yeah, as a valid project, right? So that is in the add. What was I clicking here? Submit. So submit project button. And we add the project title, value, description. And then in the add to do project, in here, let project.push, display manager.update. Let project is new to project. Project title, project's description. And then here, and then we create the ID here. Oh yeah, sure, Gio. Let's see, sources, to-do manager.js. Hold on, let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so it's saying line, this one. Oh, update to-do item display. Okay, so this is the error. So my guess is that for some reason the ID of the project doesn't exist for some reason, right? And that's called there. And then that's called there. This is like the call stack. To do manager dot get project list. So for each display manager, yeah, that makes sense. Dot add to do project. Yeah. Okay. So this is the problem. So we have the ID getter. So that's not the issue. Do we need to type this? I don't know if that needs to be static. You could say item list. Just for completeness. Let's. Okay, why is this form here? Delete project. I have a feeling it's because for whatever reason the ID doesn't exist. Or it's not matching somehow. Which is kind of strange to me. Because we create the actual object before we pass state back to the display manager. Right? So I'm kind of confused why this is happening. Because we create the to-do project. I wonder if instead of here... No, maybe... Yeah, I don't know, Jill. I think it's because I exited it and then I just created... Like, I just did this. And then it just made more errors here. I think that's what happened, Jill. I think they're all the same error, though. They're all the same error. It's something to do with the ID. I know it's something to do with the ID. I could just use this title as a selector, but then there might be projects with the same title. So I know it's something with the ID. I just don't understand. So what we could do is we could print, or not print, console log. Right? So when we add a project and then we submit, is this the same? Okay, so this is our ID, right? We logged it from this line, right? Right here. But then it's saying that the data ID with that selector is not valid. But this ID matches the one in the error, which is good because that's what I wanted it to do. So let's see. Let's go back to here. So we add that we create the project, okay? Then we push it to our project list for the to-do manager object, right? And then we update the project display. And so then in the project display, we go through each project of the to-do manager, which was here. Oh, but this is in to-do item display, is it not? Let's see. It's not oh, okay, so then we update the to-do item display. Const item list element is document.query selector. Oh. Because this is an unordered list. First of all. Right? Because our list element is an unordered list. So I wonder if that would fix it. Right? So maybe that was just a bad selector. But I don't know why then it was... Okay, so that obviously didn't fix it. Son of a... I don't know why it was then working sometimes and not other times. Let's go back to the data attribute thing. Data set HTML. Yeah, so that's the selector. Oh, does it need to be in quotes? I wonder if this needs to be in quotes, like this. That could be the problem. Right? So let's try that out. Okay, let's try adding a title and a description. Okay, that was it. I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Oh, and then I can add items to each different one. Oh my goodness, I did it. Okay, that was the problem. We found it. We found it. So I didn't, it's because I just didn't put quotes around the project.id here. Oh man. That was like at least, how long was that? Like 20 minutes maybe? 15, 20 minutes? And then I need a way to delete these too, right? Okay. And then I can delete these projects too. Yeah. Nice. Okay. We're chilling now. We're chilling. Okay. Okay. That feels good. Alrighty. So let's, first of all, we need to add, text content to these guys here. We need to say item priority option high dot text content equals high. And then, again, there's a better way of doing this, but I'll just do it like this. Actually, you know what? Actually, you know what I could do? Instead of all this business with the item priority elements, we can just do, we can do this. We'll say item priority elements dot inner HTML, and then we'll just do it as a string. So we'll say option value equals high. What was the option? Yeah, values. Okay. And then instead of using all those selectors, we'll just do this. Whoops. This will be a lot easier. Okay. Okay. Oh, and then we need to, yeah, no, that's fine, actually. So we add, and then we add an item. Perfect. Cool. We also probably need to add, like, labels to those, too. But we can get there, you know what I mean? So I think the raw, oh yeah, the last thing we need to do before the raw functionality is done is a way to delete a list item, right? So we have the delete project thing here, which we actually probably want to put the delete project button above the item list. I want to put it above the item list. Whoops. Oh wait. No, project div.append child project delete button. Yeah. So now it's like above the project list, right? And if I add an item, yeah, okay. So now the delete project's above the description. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. So now we need to add a button to each item for deletion. So we can do let item delete button, HTML button selector or element. Button. Then we do item, let's just separate this out. Item delete button dot add event listener. Click. Again, there's probably a nicer way of doing this, but it's fine. E dot prevent default. And then we'll do my like brain blanking right now. Oh yeah. It's in the to do project, right? We have to remove to do item. We need to remove to do item function in here, right? And then we need a reference to it. You're seeing React library code from the inside? Maybe. That could be, Gio. But that's kind of like why we're doing this way, right? Is because if we write this stuff in vanilla, then by the time we get to React, it'll be easy, right? I don't know if that makes sense. Like, by the time we get to React, we'll be like, oh, this React saves so much time because, like, look at how we had to do this before, right? It was a mess. Yeah, pretty much, Gio. That's kind of what I'm doing. I think. I trust what you're saying. Anyway, I trust what you're saying. So we'll say if this dot item list dot contains item. Wait, why is that? Does not list does not exist on type 2 item list. Because this doesn't inherit from an array, does it? It doesn't inherit from the array type. That's gonna be annoying. But dot push works though. Oh, includes. It's not contains, it includes. Okay. I think I'm getting like mixed up with Python or something. And then we remove it. This dot item list dot remove. Oh, splice. Right. Then I need the index of it, right? Let index equal this dot item list dot index of item index 1, right? And then display manager dot update to do item display as well. Okay, so now we have a remove item function. Then we go back to here, and then we call that, right? So we do project dot remove to do item. Because this, we are getting the item from here. Yeah, so that works. Nice. And then now I just need to add some text to that button, right? So item delete button dot add text content. We'll just like make it an X or something. Or delete item. I don't know. Something like that. Right? I'll actually put that down here to be cohesive. Okay. So now if we do like test 1, 2, 3, submit, we add an item. Why isn't the... Oh, because I don't append it. But with this project with singletons, you can also cover state in React. So yeah, we'll understand React, probably contribute to React someday. Oh, that's fair, Jill. Wait, is React open source? Is it? Is React? Oh, it is. Oh, it's by Facebook. Right. I knew this, actually. I knew this. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't append the button to the DOM thingy. Right? Okay, now this should work. Test. There we go. And then that gets rid of the button. And then I'll say item 1. Oh, but then, okay, so we need a way to change these. Right? So we need listeners for these inputs. Yeah, we need listeners. We need listeners for those. Okay, so we're really close. So we have everything. Except now that when we modify any of these form elements, we need to actually like change the, like, because if I change this, right? If I change this and then I change this to like high or whatever, every time that it refreshes, it doesn't actually update the data. So I have to add event listeners to all of the thingies here. So what we'll need to do is we'll actually need to do, wait, hold on. Is there like a default Does the item have a default priority? Probably should. Oh, and I need a complete checkbox as well. Okay. We'll just add defaults here. Title string. Just add. Okay, and then we'll do and we need a checkbox too, right? We need a checkbox. Let item completed element HTML checkbox. Oh, input element dot document blah 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 dot create element input, and then item completed element dot type equals checkbox, and then I'll just append that to here. Item completed. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so there's our little complete checkbox there. But then if we check this and then we add another item, it's going to remove the state. So what we need to do is every time that any of these are modified, we need to we need to change the underlying item. So what do we do? Where am I adding the... Where am I actually creating the item? Ah, here it is. You just create it with nothing, right? Oh no, you're not gonna like that. List item. Can I make these optional? Project.add to do item. Project.add to do item. Yeah, okay. Cause this. How do I make this optional? Is it here? No. Let me see. TypeScript, optional, parameters. There's a way to do this with like a question mark. I know there is. Oh, the timer went off too. Okay, I'll start the 5-minute break and look for this. Yeah, optional parameters, here we go. Yeah, so it's this. Okay. So, and then wait a second. And then here I can just keep that empty. Okay. And then it'll just use these defaults. Good. Good. And then in the constructor, yeah. That's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to verify that this does what I want it to. Yeah, good. Oh, I didn't see your message, Jill. You got rid of it. It's okay, though. Okay. So, now I just need to add event listeners to these inputs. And then, functionally, our to-do list will be finished, I think. Right? And then we will, probably tomorrow we'll do the styling. I think I'll finish the functionality on stream for now, and then we'll do the styling. Right. Also, I don't want to create, this is the other thing, is I don't want to create a, like, where am I adding the to-do item here? Oh, that's just in the event listener for it's the delete button. Not there. Where is it? Here. Add item button. So that's only adding, and then it refreshes the display. Yeah, okay. Your comments disappear? Huh. Is the auto mod? Like, what is the auto mod tripping up or something? Because it doesn't say, usually it'll say like Nightbot removed your comment or something, but that's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. Is it Nightbot? Could be Nightbot acting up. When you do 2 messages in a row, so the first one gets removed somehow. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. Okay, actually, let's check out the Nightbot perm settings right now. Repetitions. No, that's not it. Chat moderation. Blacklist words. Okay. There's some words that it's like some basic like slurs, excess caps. Is it because you're like posting links maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that, because I don't see in the chat moderation where it could be. The other thing it could be is the YouTube auto mod. There could be something weird going on with the YouTube. No link, nothing wrong. Yeah, weird. I don't know, Gio. Okay, there. Moderation activity will be shown. There we go. Okay, so I just turned on moderation, like view moderation activity because I think maybe the YouTube auto mod is doing something. I genuinely don't know. Again, new to streaming, right? Yeah, that's fair. I appreciate you thinking so. Jill. Yeah. It's all love in here. Don't worry. If you fuck up, I'll tell you. Honestly. I'll tell you if you mess up. Or like do something that I don't like. But no one has done that. Honestly, like you guys have been really nice to me. or you're not saying anything, which is also fine too. I am fine with lurking. There's no issues with that. Okay. All right. So now the last thing we need to do is we need to add those event listeners, right? Okay. So let me think about that. So is there a way? There's probably a way to input event listener event for modification. Oh, is it just input? Ah. Okay. Okay. So that's what it is. Okay. So then we'll do that as well. We'll do that here. So we'll say item title element dot add event listener. And then we're gonna have to update the to do item display for, oh Jesus. This is gonna be really inefficient. Or no, actually, no, we're not. We just need to change the data in the thingy. We don't actually need to do that. We don't need to change the DOM everything. Okay. Okay, so let me do e.prevent. I don't know what the default behavior of an input is, but I don't care. And then we'll do item dot title equals item title element dot value. Right? And then the getter and setter thing should handle that. Okay, so then this is similar for the date. Although I'm probably gonna have to convert it to a string or something, right? Update value. Where's the update value function? Oh, here. Okay. The text content is e.target.value. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, I think this should still work though. Item.dueDate equals item dueDate element. And then I need to make this a date, right? A date from the string. No? But it's the value though. Returns the value of the data at the cursor. No, that's not it. Do I need to stringify the value? No, that's making double trouble here. Item dueDate element dot value. Value type of date input. Oh, well, okay, then that should work. Or is item.dueDate type string is not assignable to type date. Yeah, so I make a new date. Oh, it needs to be like this. Yes, okay. Okay, that's fine. And then the priority. Event listener. Is this also just input? It might be. I'll just leave it as such. Yeah, and e.prevent default, and then item.priority equals item priority element dot value as priority. Why? Oh, do I need to import the... Where's the type declaration for that? Export type. Priority. To-do item from to-do item.js. Or is it to-do item.priority? No. Yeah, see now... How do I cast this to the type? What the that's literally just what I just did. Okay. Whatever. Maybe I spelled it wrong. And then here as well. And then I think there's a input for checked, maybe? Or maybe it's also input. Equals item completed element dot checked. Right? Nice. Okay, it's a lot of event listeners. Lot of event listeners. There's probably a better way of doing this. But now that should actually update the underlying data, right? So if I add a project, and I add an item, and then I change the title, and then I make the due date like the 3rd, which is in the past, doesn't really make sense. And then I add an item. See, it's persistent. The only thing that isn't persistent is the checked, is the complete status, but the rest of it's persistent. So we're almost there. We could delete the project. Okay. Okay, so there's something with this completed item completed. Oh, because this here item completed element dot completed or checked equals item dot completed. Now that should be persistent. So if we check it, oh no, still not. Why? Oh, the date's not fixed either. That's weird. But this should be... Yeah, so that stays the same, and this stays the same. Okay, so the date and the checked are not staying persistent for some reason. So let's see. Is there a toString function for a date? Yes, there is. Okay, so that should fix it. Should fix that anyway. So when I add a date, oh, weird. It's still changing. Why? Yeah. Is the completed still? Yeah, it's still not working. Okay. So, but this works. So if I change this and then I refresh. Yeah, so the... Yeah, so it's literally just the... We also have to do all the local storage business too, don't we? And then we need to fetch the local storage and all that nonsense, right? I guess we do that on page load or something. We can figure that out after this, though. I don't understand why this doesn't work, though. Item.dueDateElement.value. Let's see. No. Date control dot value. I wonder. What this produces, actually. Because this might not be copacetic with this, right? So let's just see. So let's see what it's printing here. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's why. So I just want the... I just want the year. No? Get year, or not year, get date from date objects JS. Like just the date, right? How's it going, printish? Date.parse. Oh, no, that takes in a string. Nah, bro, we're not about AI here, man. We're learning manually. Oh, I could get full year. Okay. So I could like construct the string. That's annoying. Wait, what's this do? No. That's the day, right? Date of month. Okay, so you know what we can do? We'll just construct it. What's your website, man? I don't know what your website is. I'll visit it after stream. But I don't know if I'm gonna visit it on stream, my guy. We're kind of doing something here. But I can, if you drop the link in chat, I'll check it out after stream. So what we need is we need to construct the string, right? So we need to do... Yeah, man, I've got a Discord. We've got a Discord server. You can post it in the we have a projects forum. We have a projects forum channel where you can post your website if you want feedback. Guy sounds sus as fuck. Yeah, no. I'm not going to open it on stream, but if he wants to post it in my Discord, he can. And then we'll see. I understand that people are like eager and they just want feedback. Like I get it, but that's kind of where that's for. So you can join the Discord, and for anybody watching this, if you're new, I've got a Discord. It's kind of small, but well, I don't know, bro. I don't know you, dude. You just like came into this stream. Like I don't think I've seen you in the stream before. It's anything sus like that, right? Okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, Discord's the place for that. It's kind of small, but you know, if you want to join it and populate it, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so let's construct this here. So we'll say item dot due date dot get full year, and then we'll do a dash, and then item dot due date dot get month, which should be a number, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Or wait, what's the is it year, month? Yeah, it's year, month, day. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what we want. Then item dot due date dot get date as the day. So that should work now. I don't understand why this should be a true or false value. So I don't know why that's not working, but this should fix this. So if I add a date here, oh, it's still not working. Why? Maybe because we should print the item due date. It's probably a problem with how it's being stored. I would be willing to bet. So Thursday, February, yeah, see? What if I just want to store that as a string? You know what I mean? What is the value even? Where was I programming before I started learning web dev? Yeah, a bit. Rolling. I have a computer science degree, but it was mostly focused in math. So I did programming, but not like web development at all, or like any kind of practical programming. It was a lot of computer science theory and like algorithms and stuff like that. So I've never actually like done web dev until this channel started. Sorry, I didn't see your message earlier. Item due date element dot value. Okay, because what is the value even? Yeah, see, so okay, so the value's that. So what if I don't even, let's like not faff about with the date project date type. We just make the due date a string, right? Or do I want to keep it as a date? Although, wait a second, because this is 220. Oh, because I see. Because of the time zone too. It's annoying. Hell yeah, bro. You're currently a CS student. Do you got any advice, especially with the current job market? Like shit. Learn things that actually matter for the industry. That's what I'm trying to do. Like web development is where I'm starting, and then hopefully once I get kind of confident with web development, it'll open a lot of doors, right? No, Prinish, I do not have a website. I will have one eventually when I get good at web development. But yeah, no, Roland, like don't get too bogged up in the math. Like I remember like when I did my CS degree, I got really caught up in the math and the theory and the coursework and stuff like that, which is great. You learn a lot doing that, but you don't actually learn any skills that get you anything employable. It's like, okay, you go to a job, interview or whatever. It's like, okay, I can tell you whether this algorithm is time complexity O of n squared or whatever, or I can reverse a linked list or do something like that. But I can't tell you like how to code a React app, or like I couldn't even start, right? Like, so it's like, what matters more? How, like, learning how like the theory works and like the discrete math behind like maybe how programming languages are structured, or like actually what matters on the job, like what you build, right? I don't know if that makes sense. And if you want to be like an academic computer science person, go for it. But that just wasn't for me. I don't really want to pursue computer science in an academic way. Isn't web development dead because people are saying AI will take the job? No. In my opinion, no. Because I think AI doesn't do a good enough job to replace human expertise. And what I mean by that is that AI is good enough to produce a certain level of... appreciate that. Yeah, no problem, Roland. I appreciate you for coming in and chatting. Sorry, Joker. AI can like produce a certain level of app or whatever, but I still think that it can kind of work itself in circles, and that human expertise is needed to guide the AI in the right direction. Even if AI gets better, I still think we're a long way away from AI completely agentically making entire web apps without, like, from one prompt, right? I don't know. That's my opinion. Exactly, Pranish. Exactly. Like, it can't, like, there's so many vulnerabilities. Dude, discrete math is ass. Like, good fucking luck with that, honestly. Good luck with it. Discrete math is terrible. It's hard, but you've got this. I believe in you. I passed. Can you add a comment? Sure. You can add a comment. Sorry. But yeah, no. If you want to like use my streams too as like motivation to study, then feel free to. That's kind of also what we're doing here. I also have, if you're curious, I have an FAQ page. If you're curious a little bit about my background, I'm not going to give the whole spill every time, but I've got an FAQ there where I talk a little bit about myself. I've created SPME website, but how could I sell the website? I don't know how to sell a website, man. It's kind of, that's easier said than done. Okay, so let's get back to this date business. So do I want to store the date as a string or as a date object? I could probably just store it as a string, to be honest with you. We'll just say it's a string. We'll just make it the 1st of January of this year. It needs to be a string. It needs to be a string as well. And a string. Okay. Then that's going to break a lot of this code. And then I don't need any of this. Item.dueDate. Item. Okay, that should have due date is a string. I think that fixes it. Yeah, exactly, Roland. Like the theory is important because it gives you a really strong foundation for understanding how coding works. Like if you want to learn how to be a good engineer and like understand like how the code works, that's where you get the theory. But to actually build stuff is a completely different skill set. From your experience, do you recommend any stacks to focus on that's not oversaturated? Okay. So I had a friend in my degree who was really into Golang. He thought Golang was like great and untapped and underused compared to like Node or something like that, right? For backend specifically, or like API development. I would learn Go. I'd like to learn Go someday, but he said that he thinks Go is where it's at too, and Rust as well. I think Rust is web dev market dead recently in the world of AI? Well, we were just kind of talking about that. Ashmit? Sorry. I don't know if I said your name right. We were kind of just talking about that. My argument is no, and there's several reasons. Because I think the human touch is still needed, even with AI. Because the thing is, you can use AI right now. Like I could be doing this. I could be making this app with AI, right? But then I wouldn't be understanding what the hell's going on. You only understand what's going on when you actually dig into this shit yourself and you like do it yourself, right? No, that's fair. I haven't learned Rust either. I just know some other people in my community like Rust. Rust is fucked. I'm probably not going to get to it for a while. Yeah, Go is and then the other thing with Go too is it's pretty simple. It doesn't look that bad. It's type safe too. Which is good. Okay. So I think I refactored this. So yes. Okay. So now if I change this, yes, it's persistent. Okay, good. Good. The date is persistent. Although I would like to get, when I add the new date, I would like it to be today's date, ideally. Which I can do, like I can parse that somehow. Add to do item. Where's the add to do item? Here it is. No, that's project. Add to do item. Title, and then I'll just do like a string, and then I'll do the due date as like today's date. Let today equal new date dot now. And then I'll say today dot get full year. Today dot get month. And then today dot get date. Okay. Nice. So now when I add a new date, yeah, it should be today's date. Good. That's what I want. Thank you, Roland. I appreciate you. If you wanna come around. If you want to come around later, I go live like 5-ish times a week. So we can kind of maybe motivate each other and talk about the tech industry and stuff like that. So, I'm going to go really shortly though, because I've been live for over 3 hours, I think. Yeah, 3 hours, 5 minutes. So I'm gonna get this working. And then I think the last thing is I'm going to debug the checkbox. Yeah, I appreciate you, Roland. I appreciate you. Here, I'll drop the Discord link again. You're following along with the Odin Project, right on Prof Combo. Yeah, the Odin Project's good. I think it's good. Okay, so the last thing we need to do here is the completed value is getting screwed somewhere. So, okay. Oh, you know what? Oh no, I have the getters and the setters here for the completed. So I don't understand why. Maybe the checkbox is a different input. Maybe it's a click. I don't know. Key down. I feel like it'd be input though. I don't know, bro. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Joker. I missed your message. Which backend language will I suggest? I don't know, man. I haven't really like learned one yet. But I think Node.js is good to start. And then once you understand Node and you understand like how APIs work, then you can kind of expand into like Golang or Python with like Django. I think Django's backend, right? I don't know. Stuff like that, right? Or like Ruby even. I don't know how relevant Ruby is anymore. I know Ruby's kind of an older situation, older language. Okay. Yeah, so let's see if this actually changes. I see. Maybe I need to have it as a click. No? Oh, completed element. Stupid. I didn't change the variable. Appreciate. Yeah, no worries, Joker. Sorry I missed your message earlier. Okay. There we go. That's working. Okay. And then that should be persistent. So now if I add a new item and then I check it, if I check it and then I add another item, it stays. And then I make this like a low priority and then I check it. There. Cool. So now our list items are persistent. At least persistent when the DOM changes, right? So, good. So I think that'll do it for today's stream. I'd love to keep going, but it's getting late. It's almost 10 p.m. here on the East Coast in North America. So I might make a commit, actually. I'll do a commit. Yeah. But then I'm going to go, and then I'll be live tomorrow afternoon, probably the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. I don't know when in the afternoon yet, but if you follow my Discord, I give updates there when I go live. So we'll say add items to projects logic with DOM, or okay, and then we'll say includes DOM manipulation. Items are persistent on DOM refreshes as the underlying objects data is updated. That's probably enough of or add list items. Nice. Cool, and then I'll push it to my GitHub. Cool. If you want to see my GitHub, there's a link in my bio as well. So yeah, I think it's gonna do it for today. And then tomorrow we will add local storage and like saving and loading from local storage, and then styling, because this looks like shit, frankly. But I don't care about the styling right now while I'm doing the functionality. So, yeah. Anyway, I appreciate all of you joining and coming along, and I'll see hopefully most of you tomorrow.